That real shit. That real shit. That real shit. That real yes, shit. That real 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 shit. Sports talk. That real shit. That real shit. That real shit. That real shit. That real yes, that real shit. 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 Sports talk.
Checking camera 1, checking mic 1, checking light 1, checking light 2. What up, y'all? Coach Smith, aka Mr. Get You Right up in this motherfucker, man. I want to welcome everybody to the 22nd episode of That Real Shit Sports Talk. Coming to you live from San Diego, California, baby. Today's Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Now look. I know it's been a little bit since my last episode. Thanksgiving came, and your boy was a little bit under the weather, so I took a little break from doing episodes, but y'all gotta understand real life happens, and I don't get paid for this shit, so when real life happens, I take care of real life first. So I appreciate y'all for hanging in there with me, and we gonna get right into today. So today, we gonna get on the college football playoff. Yesterday, I think the top 4 teams were announced. I think it was Sunday, matter of fact. This past weekend, I watched both games. I watched all the conference playoff games, conference championship games, excuse me. But specifically, I watched all the ones that were pertinent to who was gonna make it into the top 4. So if you don't know by now, the top 4 teams are LSU, Clemson, Ohio State, and Oklahoma. Right now, it looks like LSU is gonna play Oklahoma, and Clemson is gonna play Ohio State in the national semis. So I'm just gonna give you my opinion on those 2 games, and you know what I think is gonna eventually be the outcome. And before I get into that, I gotta talk about Oregon, man, because it's been a little bit since I've done an episode, and I didn't get a chance to get on their head a little bit about fucking off that game against Arizona State. But Oregon Ducks, y'all would be in the college playoff right now had y'all not fucked off that game. I seen it coming. Herm Edwards, the head coach of Arizona State, had something for y'all ass that night, and y'all was not ready. Had y'all won that game, y'all would be playing for a national championship right now. And it's just fucked up. For me, it's fucked up because I wanted to see a West Coast team get into the into the national title. The national semis, you know what I mean? I'm a Husky. Huskies ain't supposed to root for Ducks. I was rooting for the Ducks to win. They tricked off that game. And they came back against Utah and looked like the team I thought that they were the whole season. And one game cost them a shot at the national championship. So Oregon, you better not have no hard feelings or no negative shit to say, because y'all had your opportunity and you fucked it off. I watched the Oklahoma-Baylor game. Oklahoma got away with one. Baylor's starting quarterback went out. Now, some would say Oklahoma knocked out Baylor's starting quarterback, which is part of football. I understand that. But I don't think Oklahoma would have won that game if Baylor's starting QB would have played the whole game. So Oklahoma, y'all got away with one. And y'all lucky to be in this college football semifinal. But let's get into the semifinal matchups, starting with LSU and Oklahoma. Now, I don't want to toot my horn too much yet because he hasn't been crowned yet, but I told y'all about Joe Burrow. I told y'all about Joey. I told y'all that boy was the truth, man. And he's proved me right the whole season. So, I really don't see this as being a competitive game at all. I think LSU is going to scrape Oklahoma. Joey Burrow is going to continue to ball out. Even though Jalen Hurts has had a good season with Oklahoma, the past 2 quarterbacks for Oklahoma has had good years. So I really don't think it's a product. I don't think this season is a product of Jalen Hurts being an outstanding quarterback. I think they just have a system at Oklahoma that works. Obviously, they've had the past 2 Heisman Trophy winners. So in a head-to-head matchup, I'm taking LSU to win big over Oklahoma. Clemson plays Ohio State. I think Clemson is being slept on. They're the champs, and nobody's talking about them. Ohio State proved themselves to be mad overrated. They beat Wisconsin, but they barely beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin put up a game a more competitive game than I thought that they were going to do against Ohio State that last Saturday. Ohio State, you didn't come to play against Wisconsin, and I think you got exposed a little bit. And I think Clemson is really going to expose you. I think Chase Young is an excellent defensive player, but so was Jadeveon Clowney. So he's dominating against so competition in the Big Ten to me. So I'm interested to see, is he going to have a great NFL career? Because we've seen college defensive ends dominate in college and then not really do shit in the NFL. So I think Chase Young is going to be another Jadeveon Clowney. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But, I think he will be. Now, it's good to see that he's getting some recognition in the Heisman race. It looks like he's the 4th candidate up for Heisman. So at least he's getting some love from the committee for being one of the top players in college football. But he had one good play against Wisconsin, but I'm interested to see how well he does against Clemson, because I think this will be a true test of how good he really is. But like the LSU game, I think Clemson is going to scrape Ohio State. I don't think Ohio State has really played nobody. Say what you want. The Big Ten ain't that good to me. I'm sorry. They're a run-heavy, defensive-minded conference that doesn't have a lot of offensive explosion. Ohio State is the one team in the Big Ten that has an explosive offense, but I think they're going to meet their match plus some when they play Clemson. So I think Clemson is going to scrape Ohio State, and that's going to lead us to our matchup of LSU and Clemson in the national championship. Now, I think LSU and Clemson, I think that's going to be a great game if it ends up being that. I think Clemson has the talent to match up with LSU, if not having better talent than LSU. I think across the board, it's possible Clemson has better talent than LSU does. But I think, like I've said all season, Joe Burrow will be the difference maker. I forget his name. Blondie, Sunshine from Clemson. He's nice, but he's not fucking with Joe Burrow. And I think Joe Burrow has proven himself all year to be the best player in the nation. And although Clemson has superior talent at all positions, they say it all the time on Sunday nights. There's no defense for the perfect ball. Joe Burrow has been throwing dimes all year. So as good as, and hold on, I've already said, I just said the Big Ten is a weak conference. I think the ACC is a weak conference too, but Clemson is the defending champs. So they're the champs until you beat them, in my opinion. Now, if I'm putting money on it this year, I'm going to put money on LSU, and I'm going to put money on the fact that I've been fucking with Joe Burrow the whole season. But I think if LSU and Clemson end up playing each other, it's going to be a tight one. And I'm interested to see when and if that happens, what the spread will be. Because I don't think, if LSU and Clemson play in the national title game, I don't think the spread will be more than 3 points. I think it'll be LSU -2, and you put money on it, which would be stupid, I think, to put money on a game like that. It's hard to say who's gonna win, but again, I'm just going with my gut, and I'm riding with my boy Joe because I rode him the whole season, and he's proven me to be right. So LSU and Clemson, if they play, that's gonna be a tight game, and it'll be a great game to watch. I promise you. I hate to hype it up before it actually happens because both of them could lose. But I think if they end up playing, that could be the next USC-Texas national title game. I think it'll be that good of a game, But we got to wait and see. So it'll be interesting to see, who makes it to the finals. But I really don't see the semifinal games being competitive at all. I think the top two teams, LSU and Clemson, are by far the best two teams in college football, and I don't think teams 3 and 4 can match up competitively at all. So it'll just be interesting to see if I'm right about that. If Ohio State and Oklahoma show up to play against these top 2 teams, and if they can make it competitive, because I don't think they will. But I've already spoke too soon, but I just hope my knowledge of the game proves me right. I'm gonna wrap this episode up on that note. Quick episode today. Trust me, I got a lot of content coming. Over this Christmas break, I have a lot of content coming. So y'all be tuned. Stay tuned. I'm going to hit y'all with some content that y'all not used to seeing, that ESPN ain't going to show you, that Fox Sports ain't going to show you. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in to this quick episode. Thank you for fucking with me. That Real Shit Sports Talk. I'll catch y'all on the 23rd episode, man.